Hey there, computer science students, and welcome to today's Explainer. Whether you're just kicking off your very first semester, or, maybe you're just brushing up on the basics, getting a really solid grip on the relationship between computer hardware and software is absolutely crucial. Today, we're going to break down the physical and digital halves of computing. We'll make sense of how these two vastly different domains come together to run, well, literally every digital system on the planet.
Okay, let's dive into this. What good is $1 million commercial kitchen without a recipe? Seriously, think about it for a second. You could have the most incredibly expensive ovens, the absolute sharpest knives, and the most pristine stainless steel prep stations in the world. But if nobody actually has a recipe or instructions on what to cook, that kitchen is just a really expensive empty room doing absolutely nothing. Keep this analogy in the back of your mind today, because it's the perfect way to anchor these abstract computing concepts right into everyday reality.
So here's our quick roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start by expanding on that kitchen analogy. Then we'll check out hardware appliances, followed by software recipes. After that, we'll compare their core differences, see exactly how they work together, and finally, we'll wrap the whole thing up with a quick failure quiz to test your new knowledge.
All right, let's jump straight into section 1, the kitchen analogy, building the foundation.
So think of any computer system as two distinct halves. The hardware, that's your physical kitchen space and every single appliance inside it. It's the tangible stuff that actually does the physical work of processing data. Software, on the other hand, is like the kitchen manager's operational protocols and the chef's specific recipes. Software provides the necessary step-by-step instructions to make all those physical appliances actually do something useful. Without the hardware, you've got nowhere to cook. But without the software, you have nothing to cook. They are completely 100% codependent.
Moving right along to Section 2, Hardware Appliances, the physical components.
Just like a kitchen, we've got different prep stations. First up, input devices. This is literally how we feed the computer its raw ingredients. When you're typing on a keyboard, clicking a mouse, scanning a doc, or speaking into a mic, you're handing raw data and instructions straight into the system. On the flip side, we have output devices. Once the kitchen has cooked up your data, it serves the final dish through these. That's your monitor displaying a graphic, your printer spitting out an essay, or your speakers blasting an audio file. Raw ingredients in, final dish out.
But a kitchen also needs pantries and engines, right? Our pantries are the storage devices. This is where your data lives, either just for a bit or permanently, so you can grab it later. Think hard drives, solid-state drives, USBs, even old-school stuff like CDs and DVDs. Then you've got the actual cooking engines, the internal components. These are the essential parts inside the machine, grinding away at the data. You've got the CPU doing the heavy math, the motherboard connecting the whole shebang together, the RAM acting as your superfast prep table, and the GPU handling all the visual outputs.
Now for the flip side, let's look at Section 3, Software Recipes, the instructions.
Software basically splits into two main camps, and this distinction is absolutely vital to get. First, we have system software. Think of this as your kitchen manager. It interacts directly with the computer hardware to manage internal functions. Your operating system and your device drivers, they live here. They make sure the ovens are actually turned on and the staff isn't bumping into each other. Operating on top of that, you have application software. These are your specific recipes designed to perform tasks for you, the user. Word processors, spreadsheets, graphic design tools, your web browser. Those are apps. They don't manage the hardware directly. They totally rely on the system software to handle that messy stuff for them.
Let's put these two head-to-head in Section 4, Core Differences, a side-by-side look.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how perfectly these parameters highlight their opposite natures. Take tangibility, for instance. Hardware is physical, built from real electronic materials. You can literally touch it. Software is completely intangible. It's just developed and engineered through computer language. Next up, durability. Hardware physically wears out over time. Things overheat, moving parts break down. Software, though, it doesn't physically wear out. It doesn't rust, but it can definitely contain deep-seated flaws, glitches, and bugs baked in from day one. Finally, the virus effect. A computer virus is basically just malicious software, so naturally it affects other software, messing up files and systems. Your physical hardware is generally immune to a computer virus. Like, a virus can't literally melt a microchip, even if it makes the software run the system terribly.
So, if they're completely different beasts, how do they even communicate? That brings us to Section 5, Working Together, the Symbiosis.
And this brilliantly illustrates the exact flow of communication. Think about it. Software accepts human-readable input from us, but hardware only speaks machine-level language, basically just ones and zeros. Here's how that translation happens. Step 1. You, the user, interact with the application software. Let's say you click a button in Photoshop. Step 2. Photoshop has no idea how to talk to your physical RAM or GPU, so it talks to the system software, your OS. Step 3. The OS interprets those instructions into machine-level language and commands the hardware to physically execute the task. It is a perfect, seamless chain of command from human intent all the way down to tiny electrical signals.
All right, time to put on your diagnostic hats. Let's hit Section 6, quick quiz, failure causes.
I really want you to think about this one. If your entire computer system suddenly crashes, how can you tell the difference between a hardware failure and a software failure? Think about those fundamental natures we just discussed. What environmental or systemic factors cause each side to break down? I'll give you a second to lock in your answer.
All right, here's the answer. Because hardware is physical, its failures are driven by the physical environment. We're talking dust buildup, severe overheating, humidity, maybe a massive power surge. If your motherboard literally fries, yep, that's a hardware failure. Software, being completely intangible, fails because of logical issues. If you overload the system with way too many instructions, if there's a systematic typo in the code, or if you've got a version conflict between an app and your OS, boom, the software crashes. So one is entirely environmental, the other is strictly logical.
To wrap up our explainer today, I want you to remember this summary quote from our sources. Both hardware and software are different, but their interdependencies help the entire execution of any operating system. You simply cannot have one without the other. The physical components rely entirely on digital instructions, and those digital instructions are basically just imaginary math until a physical processor actually runs them. They are two halves of a single functional brain.
So I'll leave you computer science students with this final thought to carry into your future labs. If hardware only physically understands machine-level language, just simple electrical states of on and off, how in the world does a simple human typo in your high-level software code manage to crash the entire physical system? Seriously, think about the complex layers of translation, the compilers, and the system architecture required to make that chain reaction happen. It's a fascinating puzzle, and understanding it is the next big step in your journey. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring.